I now have the honor to introduce keynote speaker Nicholas Kelly, dietitian, poet, educator, dancer, and decorated speaker from Cleveland, Ohio. The vision for BreatheCon this year centers around community, mental and emotional health, and creativity, which is exactly what Nick exemplifies. Nick is a shining star within the CF community, and I'm so excited for you to hear his story today. Nick, take it away.
Hello, everybody. So I want to take a second and say thank you, everyone, for being a part of BreatheCon. Thank you for all the people who have made BreatheCon special. As mentioned, I am Nicholas Kelly. I'm a registered and licensed dietitian, and I'm a bunch of other things, but we'll get into that in a second. Because right now, I want to talk about moments. See what I did there? All right, moments. Big or small, are an opportunity to navigate the unknown, contemplate each struggle, and celebrate each victory. As mentioned, I am Nicholas Kelly. Nick is fine. And I am proud to be your opening ceremony keynote speaker for BreatheCon 2021. Now, I know what all of you are wondering. How did I manage to get so fly virtually? The answer to that question, great lighting. That golden hour hit different. But really, who is Nick? Well, I'm a lot of things. As mentioned, I'm a registered and licensed dietitian with my master's in food nutrition. I'm also a poet, an author, a dancer, a photographer, and a DJ. But that's just to name a few. But aside from all those things, I'm a CF fighter and a CF advocate. So, my CF journey started like a lot of yours out there. I was very sick as a child, and no one could figure out what was wrong with me. Well, not no one. Let me explain. 34 years ago, they didn't believe African Americans could have this. So no one would test me for it. It was actually my mother who did the research. She had to open books. There was no Google. I know, right? Crazy times. Learn the symptoms, and she diagnosed me. So without Mom Dukes, I literally would not be here. Fast forward, I've had open heart surgery, countless procedures, and a slew of those, really, CF? That's what you own? Moments. I've managed to thrive with this disease despite all that. But I also was able to find passion. To me, passion is the single most important element in life. Finding passion can be so beneficial to a person's well-being, mentality, and outlook. When I speak to people, I always remind them, no one wants to take a treatment just to merely get to the point of taking another treatment. I like to think of treatments as gas for your car. Gas does not make the car. It merely is a tool to allow you to get where you want to go. Let treatments act as gas that assist you to get where you want to go, not merely a tool to get you to the next gas station. Now, in the beginning, that sounds very ominous, I know. In the beginning, I mentioned many of the things that make me who I am. I want to elaborate and take a second to talk about those creative elements of my life. I love the arts. There are so many ways to express oneself. For me, the ability to display emotions I don't understand, showcase elements hard to explain, and navigate topics difficult to discuss. It is pivotal to my well-being. I love to draw. However, I only exclusively do it when I'm in the hospital. Little point of note, I spend on average a third to a fourth of my year admitted, with 31 days as my average length of stay. When it comes to the pictures I draw, once they're finished, to be honest with you, I don't really care what happens to them. I mean, to be all the way honest, I can't find 95% of the pictures I draw, which is okay with me. The reason I love drawing in the hospital, it gives me an opportunity to get lost in time. I don't have to worry about the daily grind, the monotony of every day. And most importantly, I don't have to focus on the fact that I'm still there. This creative outlet has been vital to me, and it holds true for all my other creative expressions. Another great example of something that allows me to just get lost in time is writing. I love to write in a lot of forms. Poetry specifically, that was my first love. It still holds a very, very dear, special place in my heart. And like most love, it has the ability to evolve. That evolution has led me and Maria, one of my CF nurses, to writing Susie Magoo, a children's book about a girl with CF and her adventures. It also has led me to writing a cookbook, coming soon. Now, aside from writing, I have dance. One more time. Aside from writing, I have dance. Dance has been the physical manifestation and benchmark of my health for a very long time. And although dance seems just physical, I assure you it's just as much mental as well. Dance is a part of me, no different than my lungs. I've been a dancer for 21 years and professional for 13. Albeit retired now. See, I got these old people knees and it don't work the way it worked to, a little lower back, you know what I'm saying? I can't do what I used to, so I two-step it out. And if you're wondering, I specialize in hip hop, lyrical, and expression. I have used dance to express myself, whether it to be entertain the masses, have some fun at great strides, bond with the people I love over shared goals, or express the pain, hurt, and loss I have experienced. Regardless of the reason why, it's merely one more way for me to display passion and highlight purpose. Each element above helps me navigate my mental state. A mental state is so important. When I was younger, I never thought about the mental facets of CF. My mind was focused on sports, girls, outshining my friends and family. Now, let's be clear. All those things, still true. I'm ultra competitive. But now, there's some other things I have to consider. In all honesty, trying to navigate my mental health has been one of my biggest struggles. My CFRD, my CF, my kidney disease, my liver disease, allergies, et cetera, they all suck, no question. And they all have unknown elements. However, at least I know there's a place I can get to. At least I know there's a test to get answers. And even if it's slow to come, whereas mental health is constantly evolving, shifting, hiding in the darkest places of me, or hiding in plain sight. The kicker is, I often am the only one who can't see it, but I feel every part of that. Similar to CF, the outside world rarely identifies many of us as sick, whether it's the insensitive comments, the sideways look when you pulling into a handicapped parking spot. I know, we all been there. Or more recently, the, oh my God, that cough and that mask, you got the vid, and all of that extra. Even though not ideal, that still falls in the lane of the enemy we know. My therapist recently reminded me, there is no test for mental health. You don't cure mental health, you manage it. I have a very black and white mentality. Thus, living in this gray area has been incredibly difficult for me. Whether it be navigating the pain of loss, the pressures of time, or the necessities of survival. Always remember, similar to CF, the outside demeanor and actions may not reflect or accurately depict the internal battles and struggle a person is facing. My apologies, I've never talked open in a setting about this, so it's a little difficult. You know, it's like watching a good rom-com and you look to your partner and go, I'm not crying, you are. I can see every one of you. I can feel everyone's energy. That's why I decided to share my mental struggles. The only way to get over is to get through. I was once told, it's okay to sink, you just can't let yourself drown. The thing is, for so long, I thought that meant always having to continue swimming. I had to hold myself afloat. The irony, all this did is cause more weight to bear, which made swimming that much harder, causing me to drown. And then I learned the community could swim for me. This community is so strong because we share common bonds, experiences, the ability to understand the grind in navigating this disease. There's an understanding among us CFers. No one can truly understand CF if you don't have CF. For that reason, I strive to put everything I have into this community, not just for myself, not just for the people here, and not just for the people I've lost, and we've all lost, but for everyone affected by this disease. When I got asked to be the keynote for this year's BreatheCon, I was so excited. I was like, hey, keynote, hey. And then I was like, I'm a little nervous. And by little, I mean I'm a lot of bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie. And understand, I've been a public speaker for years now. And anyone who has ever met me will tell you I've never been allergic to words. My nervousness came from my desire to represent every single voice possible in the CF community. I am merely one representation of this community, a community filled with eccentric, loving, passionate, odd, whimsical, and determined individuals I have ever met. Those are the things we need to celebrate. Those right there are the things we need to celebrate. Those right there are the things we need to celebrate. Our similarities get us in the door. However, it's our desire to understand and share those differences that allows us to stay in the house. A house I will gladly stay in if there's football, go Browns, Cleveland stand up, and wings. Any flavor, I'm not picky, just no boneless. Because why? Just no boneless. Why? Because those are essentially strong chicken nuggets. I said what I said. But seriously, I think one of the most important things we can do moving forward is to continue to explore how we create and continue to create safe spaces for all. Create that feeling of togetherness, warmth, and embrace. And most importantly, continue to educate and challenge those around you to be better. As my mom always told me, what's good for the few is good for the many. This concept resonates so much with me, as I know 873 people, yes, I did the math, will inquire about my Trikafta status. Yes, that's what I'm calling it. I am not a candidate for modulars, but what the outside world sees as a woe is me moment, I see as a chance to be thrilled that more and more individuals, people I know, people I love, people that you know, have the opportunity to do the things that average people take for granted. It also gives me hope that there is a future where we will simply recall the old days and explains how things once were, back in my day and all that and whatnot. It is these thoughts that make our CF and current CF dynamic, community and relationships and friendships so important. One thing that has been so pivotal to me is my individual CF relationships. Last week, I was having a conversation with one of my CF friends, and she said something that really got me to thinking. She said, the reason I think our community is so strong is because we can't meet in person. Therefore, all we have is conversation and sharing. I spent a lot of time pondering this, and something about it just resonated with me, because that ability to share knowledge, information, and experience is an aspect that can never be undervalued. A candle does not lose anything lighting another candle. And when candles come together, they're able to illuminate the darkness. We are all candles, and we have come together today. We have come together today to illuminate the darkness. To me, That's what BreatheCon means. It's an opportunity for the community, creation, the sharing of knowledge, experience, forging lasting bonds, but most importantly, it's a moment for us to celebrate each other and the victories we have ahead. We are all candles, and I am so excited to be here with each and every one of you as we find ways to do what we do best, excel despite obstacles, forge lasting bonds, and continue to have hope and patience that one day soon, CF will stand for Cure Found. I am Nicholas Kelly. I want to thank you for allowing me the honor to share my story, my experience, my mentality. Now it's time to BreatheCon 2021. If you didn't know, be ready for the artist showcase coming in next. Let's get it.